Within each person's being is an innate spark, an element of fire, waiting to be ignited into a flame that creates inner discipline, perseverance, transformation, wisdom, passion, illumination. In yoga philosophy, this internal fire, tapas, is within the second limb, niyamas, of yoga's 8-limbed path. The intention of niyamas being positive duties or observances. The Sanskrit word tap is translated as to burn, fiery discipline, passion. In this vinyasa, we will focus inwardly to cultivate tapas, stilling the mind with movement of breath and body, drawing inward to enkindle tapas, the fire within that illuminates. Join me as we flow with intention on our mats, props nearby for use as desired, always welcome to rest when needed in your pose of choice. Starting in wide-legged child's pose, balasana, forehead on the mat, arms extended forward. Long breaths into the belly, past the diaphragm. Trying to find your space on the mat. Breathing to slow down the mind, relax the mind. Grounding. Awareness on your breath if your mind is spinning or jumping. Walking hands over to the left side, forehead returns to the mat, stretching the right side body, continuing to breathe past the diaphragm into the belly, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Walking hands over to the right side now, lowering the forehead to the mat, to the floor, stretching the left side body. Returning to center for a few breaths. Awareness continues to be on the breath to still the mind. Inhaling into downward dog, pedaling legs if you wish. Bringing heels up and then dropping them over to the right side, switching over to the left side. Just getting some movement into your legs, some energy and warmth. And then coming into a static downward dog. Continuing to breathe past the diaphragm into the belly. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, upward salute, gazing up at the hands. Exhale, mountain pose Tadasana. Surya Namaskari A. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Chaturanga Vinyasa or downward dog. Holding in downward dog for a few breaths. Inhale, stepping forward into a halfway lift. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, upward salute. Exhaling, coming back down, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, downward dog or chaturanga vinyasa. Holding in downward dog. Grounding through the hands and the feet. Inhale, stepping forward into a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute. Surya Namaskara B. Exhale, back down, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, downward dog or choosing vinyasa. And downward dog. Inhale as we step the right foot through the hands, arms extended overhead for warrior one. Exhale, hands to mat, downward dog or vinyasa. And downward dog. Inhale as the left foot steps through the hands, arms extended overhead for warrior one. Exhale, hands to mat, downward dog or vinyasa. Holding in downward dog, breathing past the diaphragm into the belly. Inhale, stepping forward into a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute, gazing up at the hands. Exhaling, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, downward dog or choosing a vinyasa. And downward dog. Inhale as you step the right foot through the hands, warrior one. Exhale, hands to mat, downward dog or vinyasa. And downward dog. Inhale, stepping the left foot through the hands, warrior one. Exhale, hands to mat, downward dog or choosing a vinyasa. Holding in downward dog. Closing your eyes if you wish. Inhale, stepping forward to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute. Hands in Anjali Mudra at heart, signifying harmonization of mind and body. Awareness on creating tapas, the fire within that illuminates. Arms by the side for mountain pose. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, choosing downward dog or chaturanga vinyasa. And downward dog, stepping the right foot through the hands, arms extend overhead for a high lunge. Breathing past the diaphragm into the core, creating heat in the body. Yoga mudra behind the back as you look upward and do a mini back bend, gazing up. Exhale, hands come to the mat as the right arm extends upward and you look up at your hand for this variation of lizard. Exhale, right hand to mat, chaturanga vinyasa or downward dog. Inhale, stepping the left foot through the hands, rising into high lunge. Yoga mudra behind the back as you slowly arch your back and look upward. creating heat and transformation within the body. Exhale, hands to mat. Now left arm extends upward as you gaze upward at the left hand, this variation of lizard. Exhale, left hand to mat, stepping back into downward dog or choosing a vinyasa. Holding in downward dog. Awareness on your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose, deep into the belly. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, upward salute. Once again, hands in Anjali Mudra at the heart. Awareness on creating tapas, discipline, transformation, the fire within that illuminates. Arms drop by the side, mountain pose. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, choosing downward dog or vinyasa. Inhale, stepping the left foot through the hands, rising into warrior two. Twisting the left palm up towards the ceiling as you transition into exalted warrior. Exhale, left hand comes to mat, extended side angle. Right hand returns to the mat, choosing vinyasa or stepping back into downward dog. Inhale, stepping the right foot through the hands, windmilling the arms up into warrior two. The right palm twist to face towards the ceiling, transitioning into exalted warrior. Exhale, right hand comes to the mat, transitioning into extended side angle. Exhale, left hand to mat, stepping back into a vinyasa or choosing downward dog. Holding in downward dog. Breathing into the belly. Inhale, stepping forward into a halfway lift. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, once again, Anjali Mudra at the heart. Awareness on creating tapas within the body, internal fire. Placing hands on the hips and stepping lateral to your mat. Feet are wide, preparing for standing wide leg forward fold. Yoga Mudra behind the back. Inhale. Exhale, folding forward, hinging at the hips. Long, smooth breaths into the belly. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Inhaling, halfway lift, palms come to the floor. Exhaling as you walk your palms backwards underneath your legs, again hinging at the hips. Awareness on your breath if your mind is spinning or jumping. Inhale, halfway lift. Transitioning into Skandasana, the right knee is bent, the left leg is extended. Spine is straight through the crown. Anjali Mudra at heart. Breathing past the diaphragm into the belly. Inhale, transitioning to the other side. Left knee is bent, right leg is extended. Long, smooth breaths. Transitioning into Garland Pose, Malasana. Hands in Anjali Mudra at heart, using your elbows to make your knees wider. Spine is straight, tailbone to crown. Breathing past the diaphragm into the belly. Inhale, hands on hips, walking your feet out slightly wider than hips width distance, toes pointing forward. Coming into horse stance, arms are parallel to the floor, palms facing up. The upper part of the leg is also parallel with the floor. Holding horse stance, this is a martial arts pose. Breathing past the diaphragm into the core, building strength, heat, tapas, transformation. Breathe. Close your eyes if you wish. Engaging the muscles. Mind focused on your breath to keep it from jumping. Breathe. Inhale into star pose, gazing upward. Hands to hips, stepping forward to the front of the mat. Left hand on hip, right peace fingers grabbing right big toe, bending the knee. When ready, extending the right leg. Hand to big toe pose. If you wobble and fall out of the pose, it's okay. Just come back into it, finding a gaze point to hold your balance. Bending the knee, returning the right foot to the mat. Right hand comes onto the hip. Left peace fingers reach for the left big toe, bending the left knee. And when ready, extending that left leg. Using a drishti, a gaze point, to maintain balance. Bending the knee, returning the left foot to the mat, mountain pose. Inhaling upward salute. Exhale, standing forward fold, walking feet apart slightly, grabbing the elbows, coming into ragdoll, hinging at the hips as you gently swing side to side, letting the weight of your torso pull elbows closer to the mat, and then coming into a static hold. Breathing past the diaphragm into the belly. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back to a high plank. Transitioning to side plank, the left palm is on the mat, the right arm extends upward, engaging the core. Full even breaths into the core. Bending the right knee, the right foot comes to the floor as you transition into Wild Thing. Drawing breath past the diaphragm into the belly. Exhale, returning to plank pose. Transitioning to side plank, right palm is on the mat, left arm is extended. Left foot comes onto the mat for Wild Thing pose. Exhale, returning to high plank, holding here, engaging the core, creating heat, tapas, transformation, illumination within the body. Lowering to Chaturanga Dandasana, low plank, holding. Coming into crocodile pose, forehead on the back of the hands, letting the heart and respiratory rate slow down some. Forehead comes to the mat as Yoga Mudra, hands are behind your back, preparing for locust pose. Inhaling into locust pose, engaging your core, breathing deeply into your core, building strength, self-discipline. Exhale, returning to crocodile pose. Once again, letting your heart and respiratory rate slow. Transitioning into 8-point shoulder opening pose. You may extend the left arm, finding a side body stretch on the left side, or you can put the left hand right in front of the belly. Slowing the breath down, long smooth breaths into the belly. Exhale as you transition to the left arm. Returning to crocodile pose, forehead on the back of your hands, relaxing, grounding. Transitioning through tabletop, coming into wide legs, child's pose, balasana, arms extended, forehead on the mat. Putting hands in prayer, Anjali Mudra, harmonization of mind and body, and bringing those hands over your head, elbows pointing to the front of your mat. Continuing long breaths into the belly, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Awareness on the breath if your mind is spinning or jumping. Exhale, hands return to the mat, transitioning through tabletop, crossing your legs, the ankles, and rolling backward to seated staff pose Tadasana. Option to do Mahabandha, great luck. Mahabandha facilitates the control and distribution of subtle energy within the body to enhance physical vitality, consciousness, and self-awareness. After a long, deep inhale, we will first lock the throat, Jalandhara Bandha. Second, we lock the abdominal, Uddiyana Bandha. And last, we lock the root chakra, Mula Bandha. And we hold our breath. And as we exhale, we release the locks in opposite order. Long, deep inhale, locking throat, abdominal, root, holding. Long exhale, releasing root, abdominal, and throat. Returning to normal breathing. Transitioning into Janu Sirsasana, head to knee forward fold. The left knee is bent, the right leg is extended. Long, smooth breaths into the belly. Inhale, returning to seated as we switch sides. The right knee now bends, the left leg is extended. When ready, extending the arms, exhaling and folding forward over our leg. Inhale, returning to seated, staff pose, Tadasana, gently shaking out the knees, transitioning into half Lord of the Fishes. The left knee is bent, the right foot is on the floor, extending the left arm and twisting to our right. Our gaze is over our right shoulder. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Exhale as you transition to the other side. Awareness on our breath. If the mind is jumping or spinning, extending the heat we created with our active Vinyasa flow, extending Tapas, transformation, awareness, illumination. Exhale, returning to staff pose. Once again, gently shaking out the knees, scooching forward on our mat. Our arms come up as we roll onto our back. We will be doing half saddle, extending the right leg. The left knee is bent, rolling onto our right side. Left hand grabs the left ankle as we return to our back on our mat. Arms extended overhead for half saddle. If this is too deep of a stretch for you, you can come up onto your forearms, remembering to move in a pain-free range. Closing the eyes here if you wish, while we stretch the left quadricep muscle. Rolling back onto our right side as we extend and straighten the left leg. Now we bend the right leg. Our right hand reaches for our right foot, and we return to laying on our back on the mat, arms extended overhead. Breathing past the diaphragm into the belly, allowing the nervous system to soothe and relax. Rolling onto our left side as we release our right foot, extend it for a moment, gently shake out the knees, bending the left knee as our left peace fingers reach for our big toe and we extend our foot upward for supine hand big toe pose, using a strap here if you wish to modify. Exhaling as we lower the left foot and leg perpendicular to the body. The right arm can be perpendicular to the body as well, with the palm facing up towards the ceiling, gazing over our right palm. Inhaling as we extend the left foot back up and release the toe, hugging our left knee into our chest. Returning the left leg to the mat is extended, bending the right foot, using right peace fingers to get the right big toe, and then extending the right foot up towards the ceiling. Exhaling as foot and leg lowers perpendicular to the body on the floor. The left arm is also extended perpendicular to the body, with the gaze over the left palm facing upward towards the ceiling. Inhaling as the right leg returns upward, extended towards the ceiling, releasing the foot, hugging the right knee into the chest. Returning the right foot to the mat. Option to come into constructive rest with knees pointed inward, feet on the outer edges of the mat, arms extended overhead, supporting the lower back. Or transitioning into recline bound butterfly. Arms extended overhead. Opening the heart space, Anahata chakra, source of infinite wisdom and love. Awareness on the breath if the mind is spinning or jumping. Closing your eyes if you wish. Transitioning into Shavasana pose. Continuing long, smooth breaths into the belly, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. The jaw is soft, the tongue is relaxed in the lower part of your mouth, the tip of the tongue against the back of the lower teeth, signaling to the nervous system you're in rest and digest parasympathetic state, allowing your body to become heavy on the mats as your mind and body rests. Starting to wiggle fingers and toes to bring some awareness back to the body, extending arms overhead for one big body stretch, placing hands behind the legs and rocking forward and backward on your mat, massaging the spine. Coming into seated pose, Sukhasana. The spine is straight, extended through the crown. Palms are resting on your legs. Closing your eyes if you wish. Taking a few more centering breaths. Hands in Anjali Mudra at heart, harmonizing mind and body, holding gratitude for this time and practice on our mats today. Hands in Anjali Mudra up to the third eye chakra, honoring the sacred light in each of us. Bowing, Namaste.